Hey guys, welcome back to the Prepping Preacher channel. I'm Brother Tim. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, we're going to look at something that a lot of people don't consider, and this can be affected by the supply chain fiasco that we're running on now, and that's batteries. You got to remember now, batteries are not included, so stay. As I said, this is the Prepping Preacher channel. I'm Brother Tim, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope God's truly blessed you. Hey, it can save you a little time. If it's your first time with us now, we stand on pro-God, on pro-family, on pro-life, on pro-Second Amendment. That means guns, and pro-military, pro-police. Now, if any of those offend you, well, you're going to get easily offended on this channel because we do talk about them. We talk about prepping, we talk about our families, and we talk about God and our Jesus Christ. So if any of them offend you, well, you can head off to another channel. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So go on and go. Be an adult. Change the channel. But you guys that have stuck with us, man, God bless you. I'm so glad you're here. And the comments we've been getting, man, the prayer requests, everything. The likes, thank y'all. Even the dislikes, whatever. I appreciate them. But hey, we're going to talk about batteries, man. AA, AAA, Ds, everything that's going on. Many times we don't think about our batteries until they're dead. Now here at the parsonage, we use quite a few batteries. We use them in our gun sights. We use them in our security cameras. We use them in our lanterns, our flashlights, our radios, both two-way and weather. Meat thermometers, remotes, toothbrush, water pick, you name it. We've got a lot of batteries that we use. And with the supply chain in shambles like it is right now, and the energy crunch that's going on in Asia, specifically China, there could be shortages in our batteries. Every one of the batteries I've looked at is either manufactured in Malaysia or Taiwan or China. So now would be the time to get supplied. Now, when I talk about batteries, there are as many battery types as there are denominations. You can get flustered of where to begin. Well, begin by taking a look at what you have in the house that you use batteries with and what types that you're using. You see, at one time, we needed AA and AAA and Cs and Ds and CR123s, you name it. We needed all these different kinds of batteries. So what I've tried to do is consolidate our batteries, and now we're down to about 3 basic sizes, and they are the AA, the AAA, and the CR123s. Once I had these sizes, the question then became, well, what kind do I need to store? Well, of the different types, you have the one-use type. Now, these come in a variety. All the way from the basic alkaline, like those that are sold at Dollar Tree, 4 for $1, no-name ones, to the lithium that are going for $4 for 8. The bad thing about these one-use batteries are, number one, they are just one use. Once they're used, once the power is out of them, they're dead. You throw them away. You're done. The second problem with them is some of the cheaper batteries, they will leak and corrode inside your equipment over time. And the third thing is they will lose their charge over time, meaning that they'll lose their power even if you haven't used them. Now, the positive on those one use are, number one, they're really cheaper up front. And number two, you don't have to buy anything else. You don't have to buy any kind of charger for them. They're ready to use right off the bat. So they were the positives on it. But in the long run, and that's what we need to look to, the non-rechargeable or them one-use batteries are not the most economical route to go. So we need to go to a rechargeable battery. Now, when considering rechargeable batteries, there's other criterias on those. It's not just as simple as buying the battery also. No, you got to get a charger for them. So, but first we're going to look at the batteries. And just like the standards, there's a variety with them also. Now, when the rechargeable batteries first came out, we had what was called the nickel cadmium, and you'd understand that by NiCd. All right, those were the first ones that really came out, and that was some years back, and they were really low in power. And at the time, they were very expensive. But then the nickel metal hydride came out, or the NiMH came out. Now, there are major differences in those type of batteries. Mainly it's in capacity and memory effect. The nickel metal hydride now, they can have more power, a higher capacity of power, meaning that you'll have more power for a longer period of time. And also one of the great elements of it is that they won't develop a memory. You see, with some of those older batteries, they would forget how to achieve a full charge over time. And so these, the nickel metal hydride with no memory effect, you can charge your battery anytime. In other words, it can be at 75% charge or 25% or 15%, and it'll still charge all the way up full. Even when they're close to that full, you don't have to worry about long-term memory, so that they'll get the full capacity each time you charge them. Now, we use nickel metal hydride exclusively here with our stuff. Now, so I would suggest going with the NiMH there, the nickel metal hydride, because they keep the better range and they don't have that memory. Now, once you've picked that type, now you have to pick the power range. Okay, and this is always denoted by this little m AH, or milliamp hours is what that stands for. Now, the higher the number, the more power that battery is going to contain. In AA, they can range anywhere from 600 milliamp hours all the way up to, say, 3,000 milliamp hours. All right, big range. The little AA's that you have maybe in your solar light, your walk lights there, most of the time they're either NiCad or metal hydride, but they're usually 400, 300, maybe 600, possibly 800, but I doubt it, milliamp hours. They're really small power. So I try, when I buy them, I try to shoot for at least 2,000 milliamp hours or higher is what I try, because most of my equipment takes that and needs that extra power. Now, there are great advantages. Well, it's like these here that I'm going to picture. There's some great advantages about this. Now, they average about $1 to $1.50 per battery. Now, them ones that you buy at Dollar Tree, they're about $0.25 a piece. All right, so you're talking 6 times the amount to 8 times more for each of them. But these batteries here, they can be recharged 2,000 times. If we take that high number, say $2 a battery, it only takes us 8 recharges before it begins to pay for itself compared to the Dollar Tree. And now that negates the cost of buying a charger now. And I'll put links in the description in this video of all the ones that we use and buy. Now, something also unique about the ones I use, they're not just rechargeable batteries, but they're also what's called an LSD. And now that is not the LSD that Timothy Leary Acid did in California in the 60s. No, this is what it stands for is low self-discharge. All right, meaning that that they can sit on the shelf and they will not drain on their own like a lot of batteries do. And there's rechargeables out there that are not low self-discharge. And over time, they will lose their power. These will retain 85% of their power after a year setting. And I know this to be true. The batteries that I have in this lantern here that I'm going to show you, all right, they have not been charged in 3 years. And you see, they're still generating light. 3 years, because they've been sitting on a shelf. It's been up there in one of our positions when we needed light. And it's been on and off during those 3 years. So I try to get like I said, the nickel metal hydride, and I try to get the low self-discharge, or the LSD. And I try to get at least 2,000 milliamps or upwards to 3,000 milliamps, in that range. But now that I've decided on the type and the power and also the usage of it with the LSD, but what about the size? Well, as I said earlier, I tried to consolidate what batteries we have to use, but there were some appliances, like our lantern, that needed a D battery. So what do? Well, I'm glad you asked. We buy these adapters, okay? We can use AA's in these D adapters, and they have C adapters also. You can use the AA batteries inside of them. Now, they're not going to have as much power as a standard D. Okay, the D just holds more power, it's bigger. But we don't also have the added cost if we try to get rechargeable Ds. See, if you buy rechargeable Ds, well, number one, you got to have a charger that will charge them, and you got to buy the battery. So that's more expense. And see, we're using them just in this lantern that I just showed you. We're using the adapters in it, all right, with it. So now that we have the batteries out of the way, and that we're looking at what type, what power range, the low self-discharge, and also the adapters. Now that we've got that out of the way, what about the charger? Okay. Now there are, the simplest way I can put this, there are stupid chargers and smart chargers. Many of the chargers that you see sold in the big box stores are what I call stupid chargers. They charge all the batteries with the same amount of power at the same rate all the way through. Whether it be a 4 charger or an 8 charger or a 16 charger, it's all the same. Even though one of those batteries may be only down to 75% and another one at 25, it's going to keep pouring the power to it. That's why I went with a smart charger like this one. And the reason I go to it is because it charges each one at its own rate of power and then stops charging it when it's full. Not only that, but they've come so far with these chargers now that I look for one that can be powered by a micro USB or by a C connection. The reason for that is that I can charge it just like my cell phone with a wall charger, a solar panel, a truck. In my truck I can plug it in there. Even a battery bank like this. This charger that we have here will charge 8 AA or AAA or mix them up at a time. And it's relatively inexpensive. It comes from Tenergy, and it's like $19 for this thing. Well, if you made it this far, God bless you. I appreciate it. And hey, if you liked it, man, hit the thumbs up down there. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section there. But this is just a small block of instructions, what we do for batteries, just to take care of different things. We use batteries for lighting in our house, and we can recharge them, like I said, with our solar panel, the small solar panel, and have a consistent power so that we can use them. Our flashlights, everything else that uses batteries, get them consolidated, get good batteries, get good chargers, man, and that'll be one less thing you have to worry about. All right, folks, it's time to hedge your bets. Get some batteries, put them back for all your equipment. Also, just a side note, get a place to store them. I love the case I'm using here. I'll put it up here. It keeps them all in one place. They're all separated by foam there. And it has room for my meter, room for my charger in it. Zip it up. I know where it's at, man. I remember what it's like to dig through this drawer and dig through that drawer looking for a AA, looking for a AAA. No, get them all in one place. All right. And you don't have to buy that real expensive battery daddy and all that other different stuff that I've seen out there. But this is, I think this was $20, So, but again, let's take care of things, guys. This isn't to scare you. This is just to warn you that, with the supply chain wrecked, the economy going down, our dollar buying less, if you're able to, go ahead and get your batteries now. Like I said, the ones that we're using, 2,000 charges, man. They'll last for a long time. Go ahead and put them up. Again, we don't have that spirit of fear. No, he didn't give that to us. He gave us a spirit of power, of love, and of sound mind. So I'm asking you, man, use that mind God gave you, all right? But until I see you again, I'm praying God may richly bless you, and that you'll continue to stand in that gap. This is the Prepping Preacher, guys. I'm out of here.